Good morning. How is everyone? I'm okay. I'm a little mentally tired because I keep taking all these tests and I'm cramming them in. But I want to talk a little bit about that. But what I really want to talk about is how that made me really think about self-doubt today. You know, we self-doubt all the time, okay? All the time. And if you're not self-doubting ever, I would question maybe overconfidence, because I think the majority of us are self-doubting, okay? More than we need to, too. More than we need to. Whether it's in what we eat. So an example of that is I've had weight loss surgery, okay? That's no secret. I'm open about that. And I'm very vocal about the fact that I do not give credit to my weight loss to weight loss surgery, but I do give credit for my maintaining at this point and my binge, when I binge eat, that halting, I give that credit to my tool, okay? But where self-doubt comes into play with my surgery, so to speak, is my portions, okay? So for those of, and this isn't going to be about surgery, but I'm giving you an example, okay? So if you haven't had surgery and you're not a surgery candidate, don't tune out, because we're going to get into some other stuff with this. But when you first have weight loss surgery, regardless of the surgery you have, the quantity of food that you are able to consume is significantly smaller than what it was prior to surgery. Like, drastic, okay? We're talking 2 to 3 bites of food is what you can eat when you first start to reintroduce food, okay? When you get off liquids. That progresses over time. So a year after you've had bariatric surgery, your portion size is larger than it was in most cases. There's going to be exceptions, but it's going to be probably significantly larger than it was immediately post-op, okay? So what I do, and I think a lot of us post-op patients do, is when we get to the point where we're not in that honeymoon phase and we're able to eat more, we start self-doubting our progress and our control and what we're doing, because we're comparing the portion that we are now eating with the portion that we were eating 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks post-op. It is significantly different. But, and I get caught up in this because I'm like, wow, I ate all that, okay? But then I check myself, okay? Instead of spiraling down the tube of self-doubt and questioning my self-worth and questioning my ability to be successful and stay successful and remain successful, instead of doing that, and it's really easy for me to do this because I've documented so much, and I document it pre-surgery because I wasn't sure I was having surgery. So I've been documenting my journey for a very long time. So 2 things with that. One, the portions that I'm eating now that are significantly, maybe mildly significantly, not hugely significantly, but they are larger now than they were 6 weeks post-op. Sure, okay, that's true, but it's also normal, okay? That's also 100% normal. No one is telling you you're gonna eat 400 calories a day for the rest of your life. No one tells you that, and if they do tell you that, they're wrong. That's not accurate, because people need more than 400 calories a day, okay? You go through that process in the beginning and that's normal, but you gradually increase that, okay? So now you're eating more than you were in the beginning, okay? Completely normal. But what I'm eating, and I can say this for me because I take pictures, and I took pictures, 5 months pre-op, okay? So I know what I'm eating today, what I'm eating at a year and a half post-op, is still significantly, hugely significantly different than the portions I was eating before surgery. even when I was eating healthy before surgery, even when I was counting calories before surgery, even when I was losing weight before surgery. If you don't know, I lost 62 pounds prior to surgery. I took control of my weight and started to make that a focus 5 months before I decided to have surgery. For 5 months before my surgery date, I was committed to losing weight because regardless of surgery, I was doing it anyway, okay? The portions that I ate pre-surgery were significantly different than now. The portions that I am eating now are what a normal portion, maybe even less than a normal portion, should be for a normal human being who has not had weight loss surgery, who is not overeating. What a recommended portion should be. My portions are still well within that. So why do I go through the process of self-doubt? Because that's what we do, okay? Today, now I'm going through this testing and I'm getting a lot of questions because I keep posting about this. But so I lost my job in October. I'm on unemployment. I lost my job due to my job closing and selling and etc. So I'm on unemployment and I'm considered a displaced worker or something like that. And because I'm considered what I'm considered, I can go through a program and potentially apply, well, not potentially, I can apply for potential funding. Okay, depending on what type of extra training I would so desire. So I decided to go that route to see if I could do this, because I want to apply to the business that I'm creating and that I'm starting on to help other people find their way and be supported through weight loss and fitness. Okay, so I'm looking into that. With that being said, you have to go through this whole big rigmarole because it's through the state and the state provides funding and the services at CareerLink are free. So there's lots of different metrics and testing you have to do as part of the program and then additionally as part of the funding. So typically that process is spread out over like a 3-month period, but because I am rushing to get into something, it's starting at the end of this month, I've condensed everything into the past week as far as testing. So I've been doing countless testing, guides, metrics, all these things that are required in a very condensed period of time, which is putting my brain on complete overload because I'm 42 years old. I've been out of high school since 1996. So I'm completely in mental overload right now. But where the self-doubt comes into this is, today I'm taking this test and it's the final test as part of this portion. Tomorrow my case is presented to the state to determine whether or not I will get funding. This test today was called a work ready test. It gives you a certification that you can use to attach to your resume, to do whatever with. I don't really know. I haven't really investigated. I just know it's part of the process. But it gives you this certificate that I'll get at the end of the week that I can present to any employer to say, hey, these are my skills based on this testing that I've done. This is where I stand. And this test is not, unless there's a minimum score that you have to get, but this test does not determine yes or no you qualify for funding. This does not have anything to do with unemployment. It has nothing to do with, it's just to see where I'm at, to give me a certification of what my work ready skills are. So during this test, and also during the test yesterday, and I took a different test yesterday, which is similar but different and for different purpose, but all through CareerLink. I don't know what I scored on that test, but during these tests, I am like thinking to myself, holy cow, boy, do I suck. They're going to be like, what is this woman doing? I don't know the answer to this. I suck at math. Oh my gosh, is this algebra or is this like some foreign language? What am I looking at? Oh my God, I'm such a bonehead. I can't believe I'm going to go back to school. How am I going to get through school? I'm so dumb. I can't believe I'm doing this. I should just go get a job doing something I don't need extra training for or extra education for. And I'm going through all this stuff. Every time I get to a question that stumps me, okay? Every time. I've never been a great student unless you're teaching me something I'm interested in. Okay, so now I'm being tested on things that I didn't even learn. And if I did learn them, I certainly didn't retain them. Algebra, I don't have a clue. I don't have the first clue of how to even try to figure it out. So it's no point of even entertaining that question because I'm like, I don't even know what that means. But and this is every question, I got to keep drawing myself back to say, focus. Do the best you can. Get over it. You only need a minimum of 3. They just said you need a minimum of 3. I don't know if when you get to that, if you have to retest. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. But when it was all said and done, I walked out. They're like, how do you think you did? And because they tell you after this test immediately, how do you think you did? And I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I think I did decent. Like, I did a pre-test last week, and I know what I scored on that. So I'm like, I think I did okay. And she's like, well, you scored, the highest you could score. You scored a platinum. That, it's amazing. So here I am self-doubting, right? I'm self-doubting through this process. And I scored amazing. So let's apply this back to weight loss. Let's go back around here. Just because you think you're not being perfect, that's normal, okay? But our desire to be perfect, our desire to be perfect, we sort of got to flick that out the door. You know what I mean? Because we are not perfect. We are never going to be perfect, okay? Perfect doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So stop self-doubting yourself. If you want to do something, you can work towards doing it, and you can be great at it if it's something that you want to do. If you want to lose weight, you can lose weight. You need to eat healthier more than you eat unhealthy, okay? If you're an emotional eater, you need to figure that out, okay? If you're making bad choices, you need to stop. And if you can't stop, you need to figure out why. If you have poor mental health, anxiety, depression, whatever, and you're not being treated, go get treated. Go see a doctor. Take treatment. You need treatment. Make yourself better. Get yourself balanced. If you're not exercising, you should be. For the simple fact it makes you feel better. It doesn't matter what weight you are. Exercise reduces anxiety, depression symptoms. It increases endorphins. It's amazing. It's super therapeutic, and it's time for you. Go do it. Stop self-doubting. If you want to go back to school and do something, it doesn't matter how old you are. Go do it. Put in the work, and you got this. Stop self-doubting. Stop thinking that you can't. Stop thinking that you're not worthy. Stop thinking it will never happen. Stop blaming the world around you. It's no one's fault but you, okay? It doesn't matter who says what around you. It's you. You have to put in the work. You have to take accountability for you. You have to stop blaming everyone around you. It's not them. It's what you allow, how you allow them to affect you, okay? Self-accountability. Own it. If you want it, do it. Stop giving the people around you the power to determine what you're going to do with your life. If you need support, find support. Support may not be from the people you think it should come from, okay? Support is not always from the people you think it should be from. That's okay. Get it somewhere else, okay? If the people around you don't understand what you want to do, they don't understand your fitness journey. They don't understand your weight loss journey. They don't understand your educational journey. They don't understand your career journey. They don't understand whatever it is you're trying to work on to better yourself. Then don't talk to them about it. Don't talk to them about it. Find another avenue of support. If the person you're talking to is always going to contradict what you're saying and always give you negative feedback, don't talk to that person about it. If that's just going to increase your self-doubt, if that's going to make you say, never mind, forget it, then don't surround yourself with those people. I'm not saying like take that person to the curb, okay? If your husband's not supportive, if your mother's not supportive, if your sister's not supportive, if your daughter, whoever it is, isn't supportive, use them to where they are supportive. If they're not supportive in that specific, mission of yours, don't include them in it. When they see your success, they'll come around. But not everybody deserves to be part of that, okay? And you don't deserve the negative feedback, so don't put yourself in that situation. Find the avenue of support that you need for the mission you're trying to accomplish. don't know how I got into that from self-doubt. Somehow I hope I can put these two videos together because I cut off because it was an alarm. And that's all I got. So, see you later.